This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Mm-hmm. Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
This is a sham.
Hold up, oh baby, baby, you won't break my soul. 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 Everybody,
That was Beyonce's new jam, which is going to be a summer jam, by the way.
Did you see her dancing?
There's Tori down there because she knew I was going to introduce Sam, so she had to make some sort of big gesture so she would go first. So Sam Shocker's joining us, everybody, and Tori Shulman down on the end.
Love you, Tori.
Love you,
They
Sammy.
usually make fun of my dancing. They say I'm a mom dancer. So then what is Tori's dancing?
Don't switch it up because your dance every time is this.
She's got a signature.
No.
Getting somewhere.
All right. I say we just do that the whole show.
I think a lot of people will watch that. I'd be down.
All right. Well, let's get into some Beyonce because that was Beyonce's first single from her new album, Renaissance, set to drop July 29th. The song is called Break My Soul and definitely has people talking, but not for the reasons that you might think. Let's take one more listen.
Now I just fell in love, and I just quit my job. I'm gonna find no drive. Damn, they work me so damn hard. Work by 9, then off past 5, and they work my nerves. That's why I cannot sleep at night.
That's right. After listening to those lyrics, people on social media joke that the new single could be responsible for people quitting their jobs. One fan wrote, "The Bayhive about to triple the unemployment rate. They won't break my soul. Release your job." I don't understand that last part. But anyways, another wrote, "Very excited for the people who are going to cite Beyonce in their resignation letters." That one's kind of funny.
That one's
But one would do. You know what I mean? One example's great.
I think Beyonce's going to get credit or blame for people quitting their jobs. And really, this has been coming for decades. I think when they're talking about getting to work at 9, leaving past 5, I think work asks more and more of you. There used to be a period, your parents, my parents, they were off at work, and that was it. You put your briefcase down, whatever, and there was no. Now we're answering emails at 11:30. People are working through lunch regularly, and I think people are tired. The wages are stagnant, and people are like, "Why am I doing this? I can make just as much and not hate everything." So I think Beyonce's just kind of she's that final nudge towards.
She's reflecting on that. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Another song back in the day, Working 9 to 5, which is the Dolly Parton, is such an interesting transition to this because it's like you wake up in the morning, get your cup of ambition, you got to keep going, and she's like, chill out, everybody relax. In Europe, they're really practicing this. The 4-day work week, you can figure out your job and you can leave whenever you want, and it's just an idea of illegal to answer an email after 5 p.m. So,
illegal?
Yeah. In France, it's illegal.
You get fined.
You get fined.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
I think it's the living wage, really. When you break it down, a lot of people, nobody can afford to buy a home anymore. Barely fill up your car. People are living paycheck to paycheck with multiple jobs. It's depressing. And so, yeah, when they hear a song like Beyonce's, it might give them that little extra push to jump. And you hope that net will appear, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Thanks
about
for the sound effect?
I liked
that was the
it.
same
What about
chapter.
people saying maybe the younger generation, I'm just throwing it out there, might not work as hard as maybe the older generation? Is that saying
I'd
something?
agree with that. I would agree with that.
So how is this going to push them in the? I get what you're saying because, we all kind of took that leap to go to Los Angeles and things like that. But I feel like people now are a little bit entitled. You know what I mean? I got to Los Angeles. Now I think I want that job. It's like you got to put your time in.
You still got to pay I agree with you, but you still got to pay those people fairly because our ancestors, our grandfathers, whatever, they were paid. When you look at the living wage back then, you were still able to buy a home. It's non-existent today. But I agree with the entitlement.
Yeah, you could buy a home coming back from the military.
Yep.
You go.
That's what you did.
You get a job at GM. You marry your high school sweetheart at 22, and you guys pay off that mortgage by 50. You retire at 55 with
Doesn't
full
happen
benefits,
anymore.
full Social Security. Now somebody's like, that's their plan. You would laugh in their face.
Yeah, because there's debt to be had all the way up to people's ears. I think entitlement for this generation is really they're saddled with climate change, debt, inflation. They really have no upward mobility. They can't go anywhere. They're sort of stuck. And I think people put entitlement on that sometimes.
I hear you. Well, if you guys are planning on doing anything like scandalous or anything, do it right before July 29th.
Why?
Because Beyonce's album is going to take over the news
that's a
waves.
good point.
You'll be dropped from the cycle, and you could just get wild.
If you were like a senator and you got caught doing something with somebody that was not your spouse,
Do it on the 28th.
and you're like, what are we gonna do? And then Beyonce's album, you're like, thank God.
That's it. So if you're going to get naughty this summer,
Smart.
do
on
it
the algorithm.
around the 25th of
Clever.
July. All right, here we go. Are Justin Timberlake's dance moves dead and gone?
What?
I wrote that joke and it got nothing.
Oh.
Get it?
His song?
Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have sang it.
Sing it.
But I'm not really sure how it goes.
Do
I
it.
just remember the
Go.
lyrics.
Try it.
Dead and gone. That's not it though.
It sounded good.
All right, let's just get to it. The singer performed the Beat Your Feet dance at a festival this weekend, and fans are questioning if he still has it. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
DC, beat your feet.
Okay, one person posted, Justin Timberlake said, DC, beat your feet, and proceeded to do the hokey pokey.
Hokey pokey.
And we're all about 2 comments at DBL. Another said, Justin Timberlake looks like a vice principal trying to have a dance off in the hallway with his students. All right, that was worth 2 comments there.
Oh, boy.
That was great. Okay, let's remember, this is the standard we are used to Justin Timberlake dancing, okay? So he's got the moves. We know he has it, but you think he just didn't nail it necessarily with the Beat Your Feet dance.
He's a dad now. Just like I have my mom dance moves, he can have his dad dance moves. Nothing wrong with it.
He's looking at his feet right there. He's very, now, see, that's not.
That's not fly.
That's not swagger.
That's, oh, and the shoes too. Look,
It's not.
you can't, that's, it. Jeff, you like the UFC, you like boxing like myself.
I do too.
And I didn't know you watched. Well, so you'll know this. There's always a fight where somebody that you've seen as a young person has a match, and you're like, oh, they lost a step. Oh, this person is not. And that's what Justin looked like, an old boxer coming out of the locker room,
Rusty.
coming to do his dad dance. And it just was. Sometimes you go there and the magic is not there. This is like the dance that should lead him into full-time producing. Like he should be done after that.
But
that can't happen.
Look, he's in DC. Apparently, this is a DC dance story, and I want to get your take. But let's look at how it's supposed to look, because I don't even know how it's supposed to look. So let's see how it really looks.
Of course, DC, the heart of go-go.
Right.
Okay, theirs is a little better.
Yeah.
They have
way
some-
better. Yeah,
Look,
way
they've
better.
got seasoning on their dance moves.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake does not.
And also,
not even salt.
they got 14 years old on their dance moves. Some of
Yeah.
those people were 14, 18,
Yeah,
21. Your body
My
is
ankle
moving
will
differently.
collapse if I did that
Absolutely.
dance.
I feel like JT has gone down a little in terms of ever since the Janet Jackson thing and all that. I think his status, and he hasn't made music in a really long time.
He's in that new TV series.
Yeah, he's only made about 10
With Jessica
movies and
Biel.
3 new albums
Yeah, but
since then.
his status, remember he was holding hands with his co-star and people got mad about that. A lot of little things for JT taking him down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Would it be weird though, at 40 years old, for him to come out and completely kill it?
No, J-Lo does
No.
that. And at 50.
Fair.
But here's the reason.
You're like, yeah.
This is why people don't dance, like myself, because they're like, no, just dance. It's a wedding. Have fun. And you go out there and someone records that and like, oh, look at this nerd. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not going out
But we
there.
expect more from JT, not from you.
But if you just it's true. But what if he's in DC, it's a DC dance, he learned it like right before, and he's going out there and just trying to give it to the crowd.
But
No?
you can't try and give it to the crowd. When you say when you put your name up on a marquee and say I'm doing a show, you can't be like, and we're gonna try and bring it. No, you have to have a show. You have to have a show
Maybe we'll
prepared for
have
the people.
it.
You're not hanging out in the living room.
How many teenagers went to that show? Probably none. I bet it was all
40s.
40-year-olds.
Jeffs and Sams.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And even they were like, give me your phone. Sam, it was not good.
It wasn't. But I also think, to each its own. He's performing in front of a bunch of Sams. It's totally fine.
Tori, do you want to try to represent your city?
Elaine.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Might want to take your shoes off though.
No.
I don't want you to hurt your ankle.
Here we
You
go.
can
Ready?
do it, Tori. Oh. Wait, then he hit his shoe. You got to hit the shoe. Hit the shoe.
Listen,
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know if you practiced, but that was not bad.
Thank
That
you.
was not bad.
That was no different than what Justin did. It was a little stiffer.
It wasn't far off. Coming up on DBL, Amber Heard is spotted at TJ Maxx. Did losing Maxx? Maxx.
Yeah, Maxx.
Maxxinista.
That's a weird word. Did losing it in court cause her to change her shopping habits? And Dr. Yoon is back. He's sharing the best advice for keeping your skin healthy this summer. Maxx. Maxx.
DC, beat your feet.
Closed captioning provided by.
And I said,
This June, DBL isn't holding back.
I've already spent my time and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy.
I like a little cheese in my potatoes. That's what's going on in my head.
That's what we need more of, conversations in this country.
Yeah, I like that. DBL is all new every day.
Okay, hey, we're on camera now?
Sierra said she loves JT, or used to love him, whatever. But she also said
He's gone
that,
down?
Yeah, he's gone down.
Yeah.
So you're not alone. It's not just our generation.
He did that I don't like.
And somehow the Janet Jackson After Me Too, it came back as what we let him off the hook. And then we gave him retroactive
vengeance. To get Britney's back on the interview?
Right, and then the Britney thing, right. A lot of it was what we learned later.
Unfortunately, what we've seen of him seems to be very misogynistic.
A bit.
Oh, okay. Now he's a bad dancer.
I feel you. Yeah, and then this was like,
The second story we have is
The karma got sick.
by the way, this is the sea walk I learned. I can do the sea walk.
No, you should not do that story. Don't do that.
Hold on, I just got a pedicure. Ready?
That's a gang affiliated thing. I would not.
I can do that.
You should not do that.
stop that.
Oh, it's bad?
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do the
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Exactly why.
Whatever.
That was like subconscious.
I found out. Totally. That's a dad. Mom and dad.
That's hilarious.
That was good. Did you see it?
No.
What happened? Oh, she's doing it again?
She's
Oh, she's
trying.
feeling herself.
Yeah, cut the beanie.
Where's the stink face?
This is definitely the summertime.
Sometimes I'll try and be sexy for Brooks and stuff and hang out, and he's like, just the face. Don't do that weird face. Because instead I'll walk around and be like, oh no. Like a stank face. I thought that, I don't know how to do
Well, that's what models have, but models usually stay here. You
Maybe
can't walk
come in
with
in a
that face.
mask.
I thought I couldn't be more turned off by I've turned a corner.
We've reached a new level.
No, that was good. That
Sierra
was a
said
good
her
dance. I give you
favorite
credit
city
for
to
it.
visit was Portofino.
I know, the Amalfi.
I gotta go.
Welcome back. So as we know, Amber Heard owes Johnny Depp $8.4 million. Well, last week, TMZ spotted Amber shopping in the Hamptons at a TJ Maxx. And who knew the Hamptons had a TJ Maxx? There she is, browsing through the clothing racks. An average house in the Hamptons is close to $4 million. Wow. Multiple sources close to Amber are claiming that she's broke following her hefty legal fees. Her own lawyer said absolutely not when asked if Amber has the means to cover the judgment handed down by the jury.
Jeff, I saw this story and I thought about you. Because
I rock at TJ Maxx?
Because it's not just TJ Maxx, it's the family. Let's be honest, they're all owned. It's Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack, and just that family, I call them four brothers. And I just like, every time I pass a Nordstrom Rack, I always just go in and walk around. I go to a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, just because I like that part in the store where they like clearly gave up, and there's like a weird area where they just throw stuff around.
No, that's Ross.
Marshalls too. They got the weird stuff in the front. Yeah. When there's like a Thigh Master in a bin, you're like, what is this here?
Did you ever? Sebastian Maniscalco, we always talk about it in the show. Did you ever see that bit that he does about like
the Ross?
The Ross, and he's like, it's downtown Beirut. I don't want to ruin his joke, but he's like, what's this? These shoes don't match, and he just throws it. Because it's like there's stuff everywhere.
But I love it.
And you just got to find something that you like. By the way, between breaks, I was saying, why can't I say TJ Maxx?
I found it out.
And Sam goes, because you're dad and you're thinking of PJ Masks.
Which is a kid's show.
PJ Masks. And my subconscious is PJ Masks. All right, we're going back.
Can I really quickly say Amber Heard is not broke? Because when you're broke, you're selling stuff. Like, we've all hustled in Hollywood, and we've all had to go to like those different thrift stores and sell your shoes, your clothes, your jewelry in order to make rent. Even though she's going to a discount store, she's still purchasing things, so she's not broke.
I also want to say I was pretty heavy-handed with Amber. I really dislike what happened in the defamation trial. You know, let her shop. I mean, like, let's not go follow Amber Heard around and like, let's not take her down. I mean, she has to pay. She's in the dumps. Let's not put her down too much for TJ Maxx. I don't know. I just felt like
I think this makes her more relatable and endearing. Honestly, I like the fact that you're TJ Maxx with the people.
Listen, there's a designer section in there, so everybody relax.
It ain't that cheap.
Yeah, it's not that cheap. All right, so how much would you pay, speaking of designer, for a pair of shoes? We'll call it fashion or art or maybe just plain crazy, but these heels by Bergdorf Goodman have us talking. Take a look at these broken egg slide sandals. Oh my goodness, $1,600 for
Jeff,
that?
I don't hate those.
I don't know.
Okay, that's
hate
embarrassing. What? You don't hate those?
I like those.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I hate everyone now. Okay, how about these soap bar sandals? The tag price is $1,100.
That's cute.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
You can only wear
But not
those
for
once.
$1,100.
No, I agree.
They're not cool. They're at the pool for $1. Need more color? Try these nail polish sandals. Price tag another $1,100.
That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I like those. If you made them cheaper and had them in a bunch of different colors, you could then match them with
Out
a lot
of
of different
all
Super glue 'em.
those.
Just super glue
You're
'em.
such a liar. If I
love those.
came in with the egg broken shoes,
I'd be all over you, yeah. You would have no chance. You wouldn't make it to the desk without me attacking you. I am a hypocrite, absolutely, but I like those on the screen.
right, as an art.
Yes, but if you come in here, Sam, it'll be your last day at DBL. I will harass you
Tori's
forever.
holding on to an egg
Yeah, what do you
pun.
got?
She's holding on.
No, just
Yes.
I don't think they're all that cracked up to be.
There we go. That wasn't bad. That was not bad.
I also think that okay, we're getting played.
They shelled out too much.
They shelled out too
That's
much.
right.
I'm going to work on some puns. I'm going to work on some puns in the break.
Good use.
Coming up on DBL, we talk with our favorite holistic plastic surgeon about the do's and don'ts of getting that summer glow.
This was.
There are two types of sunscreen you see the most on store shelves. They are chemical and mineral. But which one should you choose?
So the question, is there a big difference in protection between a chemical sunscreen and mineral sunscreen? Let's verify. Our source is Dr. Alyssa Daniel, a dermatologist with Novant Health, physician assistant Becky Vaglia with Novant Health, and the American Academy of Dermatology. The American Academy of Dermatology says chemical sunscreen works like a sponge, absorbing the sun's rays and is easier to rub into your skin. It usually contains these active ingredients, while mineral sunscreen works like a shield, sitting on the surface of your skin. However, it's harder to rub into the skin. It contains less active ingredients.
There's not really a question of one versus another being better or necessarily safer. It's which one, honestly, for me, patients are going to want to apply.
Dr. Daniel says mineral-based sunscreen works best on kids and people who have sensitive skin.
There are some skin conditions, especially if patients are dealing with problems with pigment, that I do prefer more of the mineral blockers.
Vaglio tells us there is some controversy surrounding chemical sunscreen and if it has an effect on your body, but that has yet to be proven.
Chemical sunscreens have been found in the bloodstream. However, there has been no link to that causing any health-related changes yet. They're still having to do further research on that and what that actually means.
So we can verify that no, there is not a big difference in protection between chemical sunscreen and mineral sunscreen. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
At this point, we might as well call him our resident plastic surgeon. Earlier, we had Dr. Yoon dish all about the do's and don'ts of protecting your skin this summer. Check it out.
We've missed you. Okay, so Dr. Yoon, is it really true we have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours, or is that a bit excessive?
Yes, you really should. The way you got to think about sunscreen is that the sunscreen molecules basically kind of get used up the more sun you get. And so the idea now is really it's 2 hours is how long most sunscreens last. May not last as long if you're getting a ton of sun, may last a little bit longer if you're not getting a whole lot. So, but keep to that 2 hour mark and usually you should be pretty safe.
Do you need to have a base before applying sunscreen, or does the sunscreen go on first? What, you know, for us that sometimes do moisturizer, makeup, where does it go?
Serums.
Serums.
Typically, sunscreen you want to put on last. And so when you're thinking about skincare, you want to go light to heavy. And so light would be starting with the serums. And then if you've got a moisturizer, put that on. Sunscreen, always you want to put last. If you've got something, let's say, that's active, like a retinol or something like that, you don't want to put that last because you want to put it on the surface of your skin so it can actually penetrate. Sunscreen, you don't necessarily need that penetrating, especially if it's a mineral-based sunblock.
So does the same apply for kids in that same process we just talked about? Because my kids hate getting sunscreen. You have to do it, spray them, put on the chalky sunscreen. Yeah.
Yeah, so the big thing with kids that I really advise against, I see it all the time, is so many people, they just spray the sunscreen on the kids, and you see this huge cloud of sunscreen dust that they're breathing into their lungs. Now, there's some doctors who believe that certain ingredients of chemical sunscreens, like oxybenzone and octinoxate, could be hormone disruptors. And the last thing you want is for a developing child to be breathing that into their lungs. So what I recommend first with kids, ideally you want to use a mineral-based sunblock like zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. If you've got the spray, don't throw it away. Spray it in your hand and then apply it to your child.
So I shouldn't allow my kids to smoke anymore, is what you're saying? That was a joke.
No.
Somebody's going to write it. Somebody's gonna write it.
Be careful there. Hey, Doc. Let's talk chafing. All right. It happens to everyone. How do you stop it? Especially if you're in a bathing suit, or I'll be honest, when you're in a summer skirt and you want to walk, I get it.
Shorts.
Even jeans shorts. It hurts. Talk to me.
So chafing is typically caused by two surfaces that rub together, and if they have a little bit of moisture, then it can cause that chafing. You can even get infections, you can get skin breakdown and all that. So a simple thing to do is to get some cornstarch. You can obviously get that at any grocery store. There's also a commercially available product called anti-monkey butt.
Okay.
And anti-monkey butt is fantastic because it contains cornstarch and calamine and some other ingredients. You sprinkle that on to the folds of skin, and that helps to prevent that chafing.
It's the name of my new single.
Please don't release it.
I won't.
Okay, so Dr. Yoon, what are some things that you've seen people do in the summer that are big no-nos?
Well, the first thing is you see those guys that wear their baseball caps backwards. Okay, so baseball caps are great to keep the sun out of your face and to actually keep the UV rays out of your face. I see so many people in my practice who've had skin cancer on their nose, on their cheeks, on their chin, and when those are cut out, it can be really, really devastating. So flip that baseball cap back, front to back, to at least help cover the front of your face.
That's
second thing. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. You go ahead. Yes.
Well, second thing is sunglasses. So sunglasses are great for protecting your eyes because you can actually get melanoma of your eyes.
Yeah.
If you get too much sun, you get UV radiation, you can get melanoma of your eyes. There's no sunblock for you that you put over your eyeballs, so definitely wear sunglasses. And the second benefit of it is you don't squint as much. When you squint, you create these crow's feet wrinkles. I mean, none of you have crow's feet wrinkles because you look so great.
Thank you,
but
Dr.
I do, and I can prevent it by wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, my cousin's friend got eye cancer or melanoma of the eye, and I almost was like, what is this? And it's a real issue that you kind of have to get checked out. Yeah.
I was going to say something funny, but
you can't.
Oh, wait, I'm so sorry.
But
they're
over
fine.
now.
They're fine.
Everyone, well, that's
okay,
good. That's
good to know. Good. Dr. Yoon, we do appreciate you. We love having you on, and we can't wait to keep our skin glowing this summer. Thanks to you, DBL Nation. If you aren't already, he's such a good follow.
Really,
he really is.
He's worth it.
You got to follow Dr. Yoon on social at Tony Yoon MD. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The average price per gallon of gas still hovers near $5 nationwide. It's a cost unsustainable for the average American's average travels. So what if a super simple hack could shop the burden at the pump? Viewer Janice Sumner shared some ways to save per, quote, the experts. The top tip is to fill your tank late in the evening in the coolest part of the day. So is it true filling up in the coolest part of day saves significant money on gas? Our sources are Consumer Reports and Gas Buddy head petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan. It's basic physics. When gas heats up, it expands. So because gas is denser when it's cooler, theoretically you'll get more energy per gallon if you fill up in the coolest part of the day. That's accurate, but DeHaan explained the change is minuscule.
Gasoline is more dense when it's colder, but a lot of stations temperature correct on both sides, meaning when the air temperature is above or below a certain threshold, their pumps are calibrated to take into consideration the temperature differentials. And by the way, we're talking about, basically the equivalent of very small, drips. This isn't going to be a noticeable thing.
The same is true for morning fill-ups. Consumer Reports tested the theory, pumping in the cool early morning and warm afternoon. At both fill-ups, the first few gallons were notably warmer than the latter ones because the gas had sat in the pump dispenser. But the temperature-controlled gas in the underground tank quickly compensated for those initial gallons. Consumer Reports also concluded a 15-degree difference in air temperature between fill-ups caused only a 1% difference in gas volume.
These pumps are always calibrated by departments of agriculture and weights and measures. So you're not, this is not the way to save more than 10 cents. This is just small peanuts.
We can verify no. Filling up in the coolest part of the day, morning or evening, won't save you much money on gas. It's likely not worth chasing costs to fill up at certain times, especially if you are making an extra trip to the gas station. And there's no consistent time of day when the stations reset their prices. So your best bet to save money at the gas station is to use fuel rewards points, and also inquire if your station offers a cash discount or if it's better to use a credit card that offers fuel savings. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Researchers are seeing a drop in substance abuse among young people. But what's behind the decline? Let's connect the dots. During COVID lockdowns, addiction specialists noticed a disturbing trend: more adults turning to drugs and alcohol. So researchers at West Virginia University wanted to see if young people were experiencing the same spike. What they found was people under the age of 24 showed a drop in substance abuse during the pandemic. That includes everything from vaping, alcohol, and other drugs. Researchers think since kids and teens were home more often thanks to virtual schooling and social distancing, they were spending more time with families than their friends. While the isolation wasn't great for mental health, researchers say kids were less exposed to peers that could potentially introduce them to dangerous substances. And that's connecting the dots.
Welcome back. You will lose your AC if you don't pay up. That's the latest from the mafia. Apparently. From scammers. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So with record-breaking heat waves, scammers are capitalizing on the fear of having no air conditioning by threatening to shut off your power. If you don't pay up, it starts with an unexpected call or text message demanding customers pay their energy bill right away or risk having their power shut off within the hour. If you get one of these calls, don't text, don't respond, just reach out to your utility company to report the scam, and never provide personal information to strangers online or over the phone. Never, ever. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-953-0836 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. Tori, you want to beat your feet before we go?
I sure do. Here we go. Tori. Hit the foot.
Oh, nice. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe not. I don't know if people are coming back.